Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to work on Lesson 3, Part 2. And in Lesson 3, Part 2, we're going to be working with foreshortening, mainly foreshortened squares. Remember, as we worked with these foreshortened squares before, as you look at this square and you bring the corner of the square up, you're going to see this diamond shape at the top, right up here. Well, that same diamond shape will be found in a stack of boxes and the top of stairs. So I found through different methods, through different books, through Mark Kistler's work and through other people, that there are some easy ways to learn how to do this. And everything doesn't have to be so difficult. So I'm going to move that up. This was my lesson 3 that I started last time. And I did a rocket ship, and we did together this birdhouse, which was kind of complicated. Looked pretty good, though. So I'm going to take this down, and right underneath my rocket ship, I'm going to look at trying to draw this set of stairs, just 2 stairs, as they're going up and to the right. So I'm going to make this a little bit larger for you so that you can see it. Oh, that's a little bit too big. Let's go back. That looks good. All right. This is going to start at the very bottom here. I'm going to start the stairs towards the bottom, and I'm going to go about 4 fingers apart. This is going to be a little bit wider. And way down towards the bottom of my paper, I'm going to put a dot and a dot. And this is about 4 inches apart. Here's the bottom of my paper here. Okay. Right in between them, I'm going to put my finger, not my pinky finger, just my index finger, like this. And right in between those two, I'm going to go down with a dot about right there. And these dots are really important to get in the right places because all of your steps are going to build off of that, off of this dot, and this one. So this is the foundation for these steps. Again, with your direction lines, with your northeast and with your northwest, we're going to be building off of these. All right, so from here, I'm going to put a line going over this way, northeast. I might even take it past that dot just a little bit, make it a little bit wider. On this side, I'm going to start and I'm going to turn my paper just a little bit. It makes it easier to draw this line. I'm going to shoot for that dot, and I'm going to go past it again just a little bit. So this is my foundation on the bottom of my steps. Steps can be very difficult to learn how to draw for people. So I'm going to make it a little bit easier. Bruce McIntyre was an artist who worked for Disney, and I'll show you. This was his little drawing book called Drawing Textbook by Bruce McIntyre that I have used for over 30 years. Bruce McIntyre is the one who taught me how to teach this. Here's a picture of Bruce McIntyre as he's teaching lessons. He worked with Walt Disney Studios from 1937 to 1949. So as he was working in Walt Disney Studios, he realized that there were a lot of people who didn't really know how to draw. And he learned how to draw through these methods, and he wanted to share it with people. So as he did that, he came up with a system with these 7 principles. And one of them is these 2 directions. All right, so from these 2 directions, I'm going to take a line straight up. And he said, we need to teach drawing in the schools like we teach reading and phonics, because if you teach it in fundamental little steps, people can really learn it. All right, this is going northeast. This is going straight up. Now right here, I'm going to take a little direction that's going northeast, just like the bottom. Then I'm going to take another line that's going straight up. And then I'm going to do another line that's going to go northeast. And when I stop and check these measurements, you can do the same thing. You can check these measurements with your pencil like this. And then over here, I'm going to go straight down. You may have a little bit of extra room. Maybe you need to add a little bit to that. That's okay. So this is going to be the main part of these steps that I'm going to start with. So it goes straight up, northeast, straight up, northeast, straight down. Now on the other side, over here, I'm going to go to the edge of my step, and I'm going to put a little line straight up and down. That's going to be parallel to this one. Okay, so this is going to be the front of the step, or the face of the step, or the fascia, sometimes it's called. Fascia. So this is going to angle between here, just like this bottom line goes northwest. This line right here is going to go northwest. So I'm going to turn my paper just a little bit because it helps me to get these angles. My hand naturally makes a motion that way much easier. Okay, so here's the fascia of the first step. And take your time with this. This takes time. So this is going to go northwest, straight up, northwest. Okay, now, like this line right here goes northeast again, I'm going to bring this line over here, and I want that to go northeast off of this step. So I'm looking here northeast, I'm looking here northeast, and if I draw a line like that, that's going to make everything go way off. So if you do that, just erase it. It's okay. And try it again. So northeast is going to go down a little bit more at an angle like that. And you can check it, check it, check it. Just move your pencil up and keep it at that same direction. That's going to be northeast. Because these steps can be tricky. Let me tell you, they can be tricky. All right. So right from the corner here, this is going to go over northwest. This is all, every line in here is either northeast, northwest, or straight up and down. So I'm going to turn this slightly again. That's how I like to do it. And I'm going to take this over, and I want this line to be parallel with this line, to be parallel with this line. Okay, so that's going to be the top of my step. This is the face. This is the top, where you put your foot down on there. All right, from this corner right here, I'm going to put a little line straight up and down. And I'm just doing 2 steps. You could do 3 steps, 4 steps, 10 steps, 20 steps. You could do tons of steps. They're all going to be the same once you get the idea for how this works. Now this is going to go back there northwest. There you go. And then this one here is going to go northeast again. So northeast, 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 northeast. Take your time. The hardest part about this drawing is keeping those lines consistent. And then the last one here is going to come northwest. So if you put your pencil on that line like that, and then you move it over here like that, you can see where that's going to go. If you're having a little trouble, actually I could make that angle just a little bit further. I don't really like that a whole lot. Let's angle that just slightly further. That's better. Okay, so there's my top. Now if my light is coming from the upper right hand side, like I've been doing here quite a bit, I'm going to shade in this fascia. So I'm going to go up and down, 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 up and down with the fascia right here. And then I'm also going to go northwest. So it's hatched and cross-hatched. So I'm going 2 different directions, and I'm going in the direction that the fascia travels. I'm going to clean this up a little bit right there. So the fascia travels northwest. So I'm going to do that. And then this one here, I'm going to start northwest, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now you've already shaded a box and a ball when you did that in the lessons last week. Those are in my other YouTube station. Those were not done live like this one is. I changed the format here a little bit because I've learned a few things. Thanking the teachers here at Lapeer High School, especially Corey Gutenschwager, has helped me an awful lot. Thank you, sir. Okay, So right here, I'm going to then put a cast shadow. So I'm going to take this. This is coming northeast. So I'm going to put a little cast shadow right there. That's going to shoot a shadow out. Keep this northeast. Keep that consistent. Don't make it come down. It won't look right. So there are my steps going up northeast. Looks like you could walk right up them. And that's the idea. Okay. So now I'm going to flip this paper over, and I would like to do a stack of blocks right here. Now we've drawn a box like this before, but now you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A stack of 6 boxes. This also is a little bit complicated. It's a little bit challenging. So as I'm looking at this, I can see that the box is just going to be a little bit bigger, wider than my finger. I'm going to start with the top box right up here. I'm going to start with the top one. So just coming off of my tree there a little bit, I'm going to put 2 dots a little bit more than a finger width apart, a little bit more than my index finger. I don't want to do these too large. I'm going to put a little dot above and below that are squished together. That's like a quarter of a finger there, not much at all. And now I'm going to go northeast, northwest, northeast, northwest. I'm going to enlarge this so that you can see this much easier. Here we go. Now, that's the top of the top box. So I'm going to go straight down, straight down, straight down, northeast, northwest. That, ladies and gentlemen, you have done quite a few times, and that should be getting a lot simpler now. That should be getting a lot easier to do. You can start to do that without even thinking about it a whole lot. But ladies and gentlemen, here's where things get tricky. I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to show you a trick with these boxes. So as you're looking at these boxes, I'm going to put a red mark on here. When you're looking at the bottom of this box, you can see that this northeast line is going to become the top of the next box there. And this northwest line is going to become the top of the next box on this side. So you see that X there. That X is going northeast and northwest. That is the key to getting this done correctly. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to take this bottom part of this box right here, and I'm going to continue this northeast line like that. I'm going to continue the northeast line over to here. I'm going to continue the northwest line over to there, so that it about lines up with this corner. Okay, I'm going to stop right there for a second for you to catch up with that. So that would be my dot at the top and my dot at the bottom of each of those sides. So now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to put a dot right in between those two out a ways. And I'm going to put a dot out here a ways. This is going to go northeast. This is going to go northwest. This is going to go northeast. This is going to go northwest. And that gives me that X that I'm looking for right here. You see that X, that northeast and northwest. That is the trick. From there, now I have 2 boxes. This is the top of one, that's the top of the other. I'm going to start right here in the middle. I'm going to go straight down. Here I'm going to go straight down. Here I'm going to go straight down. Here I'm going to go straight down and straight down. Now, this corner here is going to go down further than that one because this corner of the box is closer to you, just like that. Now, let's finish off these boxes. Northeast, northwest, northeast, northwest. So now I have a stack of 3 boxes, 1 on top and 2 below. And I want to do one more row of boxes down here. So as I do one more row of boxes, I'm going to observe the same thing. This second row of boxes is going to have an X through here. I'm just doing it in red so you can see it easily. And then this one is going to have an X through here. I'm doing it in red so you can see it easily. That's the trick, to get that angle in there. So this is the northeast, and this is the northwest. You can see how they work. All right, I'll lift that back up and put this up so you can see. I'm going to move down a little bit so the top of the box gets cut off. All right, with this one, I'm going to do the top of this box right here. So from this point, I could come down and put a dot down a little bit below these two, and then I could connect those, and there's the start of my next row of boxes. Now I'm going to continue. This line right here is going to come over northwest, and I'm going to continue this line here, which is going to come over northeast. I'm going to back up just a little. There you go. Now, this is the top of the one in between. This is going to be the top of the next box. So if I have a dot here, a dot right there, I'm going to put a dot out to the side. Then I can shoot at that dot. This is my northeast. That's my northwest. As I come over here, these two are straight up and down. I'm going to put a dot out here. This is my northeast. This is my northwest. And you can see that these things are getting a little more complicated as we get into the lessons. Lesson 3 gets a little more complicated, but now the rest is pretty easy. I'm going to start with this middle box. I'm going to go straight down, straight down, straight down. Over here, I'm going to go straight down. Over here, I'm going to go straight down, straight down, straight down. Now this line, and this line all go down further because of the box. Then I'm going to look at my northeast, and I'm going to put in the northeast, northwest, northeast, northwest, northeast, and northwest. Very good. So there's my stack of boxes. All that I want to do now is I'm going to take my lines and I'm going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. And on the left-hand side of these, I'm going to put a little bit of shadow. You could also do cast shadow if you want. I'm going to go on the left-hand sides of each of these. Now later on, you're going to be drawing something called a secret city. And the secret city is going to be a whole city that you're going to build up out of your imagination using these different principles of overlapping, perspective, foreshortening, surface lines, density. You know, the ones that I've been showing you for a while right here. Surface, size, you know, all of these principles right here you can use. And you can come up with some amazing things. It's really fun. So I'm just going to continue my shading here just a little bit. I'm going to go up and down on each of these. You could make them have each box have chiaroscuro. If you wanted to put the shadow a little bit darker on the upper side and on the right hand side, that works good. You can also go and do these cross-hatched. You could put cast shadows. You could put doors and windows if you wanted to turn this into like buildings. You could put ladders going up to them. You could make them look like they're tall buildings. You could put doorways. Now, if it's on the right-hand side of the middle here, the opening is going to go on the right. The thickness is going to go to the right. You could do all kinds of things. You could put foreshortened circles and make that look like that birdhouse, like from right up above here. You can get ideas for that. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. You could do steps going up. You could just have a ball with this if you want to keep going. But that's going to be lesson 3. Let me step back here and take a look at the whole lesson. Then you can take this lesson 3, and when you're ready, when you get it done, send it to me in Google Classroom if you are in my class. If you're watching this online and you're just looking at it from, let's go that way. Oh, I have such a hard time because everything's backwards. There you go. If you're just looking at this online and you're just drawing along with this, I hope you had fun with this. These are a lot more complicated drawings, but they are very, very good to practice. So thank you so much. I'm going to sign off, and great job with these drawings. Thank you.